Hey guys, Rob Skiba here for another Seed update. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I thought I would give you guys a little sneak peek behind the scenes, what we're doing right now. We're almost done. We're like 98%, maybe somewhere in that ballpark, away from completion. And what you're about to see is a collaborative discussion with Edward King and Mornay Moray. Edward is our composer and Mornay is our sound designer. And so this is a recent discussion we had regarding the music and sort of some notes on our work in progress and things that I didn't like, things I want to change, and some of the reasons why they made changes and things like that. So this would give you guys a little bit of an idea of what it's like to collaborate with other creative minds that bring valuable input and ideas to the table with regard to music. All right, so here we go. Check it out. Well, no, Johan, you have to leave. I think you said you had a meeting or something you had to get to.
No, yeah, I luckily just in a few minutes. So I just thought I'll quickly just get this one started, and I'm going to have to leave you guys alone, unfortunately, because I'm doing a lecture on sound design.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
and anyways, yeah. So, guys, I've mentioned to Rob quickly that that you guys wanted to just have a discussion with him regarding his feedback on the music and the sound design. Obviously, I said, obviously, some of the stuff we know is stuff that will change the mix. Some of it has got to be changed kind of now as we work through it. So I think it'll be a good place. My suggestion is, but you guys will have to lead it yourselves. But my suggestion is that you start with one of the two, either start with the music or the sound design or whatever, and just kind of run Rob by your process in your head and why the score that you sent, for instance, Edward, why you changed the beginning, all that kind of stuff, just so kind of Rob gets an idea of what you had in mind with the changes that you make. Obviously, he had the previous score for a long time. As any good director, you get married to the first music you get, especially if it's nice, and letting go of that is difficult. But I think, if there's a very, very good reason, then obviously people do change their minds. So I think it'll be good to just kind of, bring over what your mindset is, and then we'll have to find a middle way where Rob is the one that's happy at the end of the day. So that's one of those things where the middle way is always the director's way. So but we know that, so we always have a way to do that in any ways. And then more now, obviously, you'll go through your stuff with Rob as well, and your ideas and concepts. A lot of the stuff, Rob, that he has done has very specific kind of say like psychological stuff behind it, specific to the trailer, which obviously will be different. Well, not the trailer, but specific to the proof of concept. It might be different to the actual show when that happens, because obviously there's a different mindset that has to be created when you're working with a 8-minute piece compared to a 30-minute piece where there's a lot more content happening and explanations visually. But yeah, Mornay will tell you what his ideas is and how and whatever, wherever. And I've said to them that many of the times I've seen with the animators as well, it's a lot of times it's just maybe not an understanding of what's being said. Everyone's actually saying the same thing, like we saw the animation stuff many times. It was just not clearly understood by the whole team. But once we had the calls, then everyone was clear and everyone's happy to move forward. So I will say goodbye. You guys must have a lovely talk, and I will definitely catch up. Rob, if you've got any concerns after the chat, just drop me a mail. We can again jump on another call later,
Okay.
Or tomorrow, whenever your next time is. My time's pretty flexible.
Yeah.
Same with you guys, Ed and Mornay. We can catch up again later, just to kind of make sure that we were all on the same page with this meeting. Cool. All right, gentlemen,
Okay.
let me see if I can leave here without cutting you guys off. Yeah, I can just leave. Okay, cool. All right.
All right.
See you guys all soon.
All right. See ya.
Thanks.
Okay. Was there anything else before you wanted to jump into the notes?
Now we can start. I think Edward can start now with the music.
Okay. Yeah, like I told Johan, and like I said in the feedback, I love having options for one thing. So you had like the first version you did for me about a year ago now, and then the new one. And I've been married to the first one for a year. I mean, like, I know all the timing. I have it in my head. It's like, but there was still cool stuff that you did in the new one that I liked also. So let me share my screen here. this is what my timeline looks like, if you can kind of see it right here. Let me switch to this one. This is just the music. So this is the one you just sent me, and this is the same one that you just sent me. All I did was move this piece a little closer because it starts like yours starts right here. Mine starts just as the text comes in the white. So I just moved that over like a couple of frames, and then the crescendo. I like having the beat there before the plane comes in, so it's like it's the sound of the like the camera tilt, and it settles. Then there's like a half a second, and then the plane comes in.
I definitely agree with that one. I think that note is definitely something that I'll adapt on my side, is to kind of have it follow the camera movement rather than the airplane kind of passing through the screen.
Right, you had it mixed in with the sound design, which was cool, but I like the timing of it coming down. It's the camera move. Then there's that half a second, and then the plane just interrupts you.
Monsters were only the product of fairy tales and myth. I was wrong.
Like the main reason I kind of adapted some of the music. I know you kind of were attached with the original piece. Firstly, the animation is obviously longer in bits than the concept one that you sent. That score was kind of based and timed on the concepting that you sent through. So like the opening and a lot of parts are still pretty much exactly the same as the original one. There's just like a few instrumentation things that are added, like for example, instead of the mandolin, playing the main melody, there's a string line kind of following that melody.
Right.
Stuff like that, just to kind of like, flesh the arrangement out a bit. That's more for the opening. And then as soon as the airplane battle takes place, I kind of had to adapt that just to like work with the action, to follow the movements, to follow the cuts.
Right.
Well, Nate and I also discussed a few points where, kind of the sound takes over, then the music comes back in, just to kind of like have that hand-in-hand conversation with one another.
Yeah.
And also just to make space in the mix, for example, for dialogue to come through, for some sound effects to actually be heard, instead of just like, bam, it's just music and sound throughout the whole time. So we've kind of tried to just work on moments, if I can say it like that.
Right.
So it's pretty much just that the middle section where as soon as the fight starts taking place, that I adapted and changed, and then the rest, like you can hear, is obviously kind of still like the previous version, just timed a bit differently, or where it comes in the film, obviously, but that that had to be done just because the animation is obviously different than the concept video.
Right.
And I remember you take the original piece that I sent through, and there was like a lot of cutting and looping of a lot of pieces of that in the session to kind of like make it work with the timing.
Right.
So that's the only reason I kind of really adapted that, and obviously then compose something for the end as well.
Yeah, the ending. Well, pretty much from 3 minutes 30 seconds, everything's the same. From that point on, with the exception of the end credit music, which is done by Scott Rockenfield, which the end credits are actually going to be the opening credits, because this piece right here is going to be the teaser for the opening title credits and then Act 1 of Episode 1. So the opening title credits are serving as end credits for this standalone piece, just as a pilot. but I'm in my head going. Plus, when you didn't see the animation, I was working on that while you guys were working on that. But when I put the water in there, now it has sort of almost like the Jaws kind of feel to it right here. It has like a Jaws kind of feel to it. Dun, 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 dun. I might even see about making a really dark shadow of a shark coming in and going off to the side or something. But anyway, there's little tweaks. I'm gonna, George Lucas said a film is no movies are ever finished; they're all abandoned. I now understand that because I could tweak forever. But and the only other thing I did was I tightened the timing here up just a touch right here. All I did was move this one over a few seconds.
Well, the little timing stuff, that's that I would I would fix that, moving over to the mix side and stuff, and anyway, just to like tighten it up to make it just solidly on the cuts and so on.
Yeah.
But my main kind of thing that I just want to figure out and find out from you is just obviously you did like a comp with pieces of the new work in progress and then the old work in progress, just to kind of find that middle ground of.
Well, I'll tell you, like, in terms of like what's in my head and what I'm thinking in terms of timing. Obviously, the mix, I did a very rough mix, so. In terms of bringing volume levels up and down and making sure we can hear vocals, everything, that's all on your guys' end. I was just doing it, to have a rough idea. But in terms of the music cues, like this is what I'm really happy with, right? What I got right here. So, because I like this more subdued than with the added embellishments.
Wow. Look at that sunset. Nice.
Sure beats Hell's Kitchen, eh, Thompson?
Kidding? This place looks like paradise by comparison.
I heard that.
Yeah, let's hope it stays that way. All right, boys. It's getting late. Got everything we need?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I can go back to that. Like, my main kind of concern is just as soon as the fight, the dog fight starts, because that is fine. I can revert that back because kind of the whole progression is still the same. I can just take out like the little string bits I added and stuff to kind of keep it more subdued, like you like it.
Yeah.
But it's just as soon as the dog fight happens, because Mornay and I worked on a lot of moments where sound design comes through, music comes through, just to kind of have that.
And also the pauses. I'm just going to put in my 2 cents. So the way I see it is, because I've worked on a lot of proof of concepts, a proof of concept to me is almost like a long teaser, like you once said. You want to win the client over to give you money, to let you make the whole series. With a movie or a longer film or a full episode, you would have longer fighting scenes, longer this. So the music and sound design is more, it drives you the whole time. But with this, it's driving you, and then there's perhaps a pause, and then all of a sudden, bam, it comes back again. So it's very, like, almost punchy, but not trailer-like. It's almost between a trailer and how a movie would have been done. Mm-hmm. And that's the approach that we've tried. Say, for instance, the part just before the guy screams, "Come and get it."
Right.
Like
there's a little bit of a bit. Yeah, there's a little pause right there. That's right.
Yes, but now with the music that you've added, it takes away that moment.
Let me see.
Scratch that. We got incoming.
The drum section in here is now cued with the. It goes right with that bullet here.
Yeah, you see,
I had that. I wrote something in my first pass to on the animation, I did something to follow that.
Yeah.
But then Morten and I kind of we pulled it into the mix just to like see how it works, and it's kind of a clash because firstly we have dialogue there. Secondly, you have the bullet hole kind of
which is like it's a dot type of sound.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So to kind
well,
of have
the way it is right now, it's like you can the mix we'd play with the mix in terms of the sound effects versus the music, but it hit. This is boom boom, and then the next one is sound design for that right there. Boom, that's sound design right there. That one, that drum beat gets kind of muffled because of the audio, because of speaking at that point. Versus
what we've done is we've tried to make space for the moment inside the plane that you can focus on the bullet holes and what's going on. So the music went down there, and then the sound design came up, and then the music came back again.
Came back in with the shot.
And that's why we approach it that way, because I think it's just, otherwise it's just literally your wave is going, the fight is there, and the fight stays there till the plane crashes. But now it's doing this. We're trying to make the thing breathe a little, then the music comes back. Otherwise, the music, according to us, doesn't have that impact when you just let it play the whole time. So we were thinking, and we were hoping, if you might be willing to compromise on places or those moments that we've tried to make space for the sound, and then we make space for the music.
Yeah, look, I'm open to all that. It's a collaboration. There's just, I felt like in some of the new music, it got light and bright when it needed to be dark and tense. Does that make sense?
Okay.
I felt like with some of the added wind instruments and stuff like that we were bringing it like this area. Let's see here. Let me switch over. So you have your space there, and I like that. Right. Come and get it. That's the one. The new one. That's the new one.
That part as well. Where he screams, "Come and get it!" There's still music. But we want to have the focus just on the dialogue. Literally, we take out all the sound.
Right.
We hear him scream, "Come and get it," and then bam!
Yeah,
it's gonna sound amazing in cinema.
Yeah, I just played that. It just felt like. Well, let me see what part I'm thinking about here. Let me move this. Yeah, this is all light and bright. Feel good. Versus there's a lot darker, intense tension going on in that score. You know, do you see what I'm saying? I mean, like, just if you take out sound design, you take out vocals, and just listen to what's going on here. That's all dark and scary and intense, and this felt more light and bright and.
It's kind of
See,
like
right
once
here.
again balance.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Like my idea there was to kind of like once again have a balance between you have the Japanese airplanes attacking, and then you have
The good
the
guys.
pilot kind of coming back and figuring out a plan. That's why I kind of brought in the flute thing. Is once again we have dialogue there, so not to overpower the dialogue completely, and to kind of just follow. You know, he's coming out with the plan. He's like, okay, cool. What are we gonna do now? And then it builds up again. Wham! The Japanese airplanes comes through again. Okay, cool, we're back. What are we going to do now? There's another plan that we have to follow. Obviously, I can make it darker. Like, if you kind of
I like the. I just gotta be honest with you. I like the feel. I mean, if you guys want to play around with timing and stuff, but I like the dark, heavy, ticking clock, tension feel. I mean, that's the only way I can describe it is the feeling I get. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't write or read or play music. I just know what it feels like. So. The mood, maybe that's the way I say it, the mood that I need here is better captured in the previous, or at least the edit that I did here with your previous music. Again, I've been married to it for a year, so, you know.
We were scared of that.
Yeah.
We were scared of that.
I actually made a comment too. Yeah.
Dude, like, I'm telling you, I'm married to it. Like, I freaking love that. Look, I love both of it, but, you know, it's like you got 2 children, right? Which one do you love more? You love both of them, right? But you know, this is my firstborn. You know what I
mean? You just gave the answer. But okay, so in short, basically what you're saying is we can still play around with those pauses.
Yeah, but keep the same feeling, the same vibe, the same tone, the same.
No, that's easy.
Okay, no, that's now we're feeling much more at ease because otherwise it would have been a recomposition.
Yeah.
Almost.
Well, so yeah, help me out with that. Why does it need to be I mean, if you want to do a recomposition, for what reason? Like I'm happy with the composition. Like I freaking love it. So
yeah, no, like it's not necessarily a recomposition. I'll do kind of like edits and stuff, but it's to kind of once again marry the beginning or the piece that I sent you first, with the new edit, because like I said, there's timing things and so on, and I mean it's easy to kind of cut an audio file and shift it up, but even in your comp that you made, there's a lot of timing issues because we work in bars and beats, not in like seconds and milliseconds.
Right. So so you're having
that's where the issue usually comes in.
The click track train changes.
Yeah.
The click track. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a recomposition, but obviously like if you like the first one, then I can place it in like you had it there, and then from there on just do edits and adaptations.
Yeah.
But there is going to be some recompositions in the sense of just to fix
keeping
up timing stuff,
just
to make sure that it sticks on the same tempo.
That's cool. Well, I mean, you got the mix that I sent you. So whatever you can do to get as close to that, keep your click things and everything happy, I would say do that, for that first 3 minutes. Well, I mean, because this stuff right here is your new track also. This is like old mixed into new right here, and then this is all the same from this point forward. But this was
that was the point that I thought, like, especially here, I like the new version where the plane comes in. That's once again something that Mornay and I discussed, to have kind of space for the sound design to come through. So the music comes down, there's like this massive pitch drop, crescendo, and then on the cut, when the gun comes in, the music once again cuts a bit out.
Yeah, let me listen to that part again here.
And then obviously sound design takes over, the plane goes down.
actually like that. Yeah, but that. Right, let me see. Listen to the.
You see,
That's also something we worked on, just to kind of have that pause against, because with the sound design, the music crescendos, it drops, the box kind of falls down, it hits the water, the plane comes over,
Yeah,
and then it's that
goes
come
back over
on,
again.
that kind of line. It builds up for that, just for that pause, and then we're into the last section of the
because the way we saw it was the action is there in the air, and then all of a sudden it cuts out, the box falls, we away from the airplanes.
Gotcha.
We have this moment of a little bit of a breather for your ears, and then bam, we back
Yeah,
again.
yeah, I like that. I might even want to change this right here. Play with this just a little bit, like this piece right here, this little bit right here. If you can do what you want to do, but keep sort of that vibe to it in here, if you know what I mean, because I still got the. Actually, I like what you have there better now. It's kind of funny how you look at that again. Yeah, I like that, but I think there's a sound that you had in the other one that I think that's why I liked it. Let me see. I think it's a. It almost sounds like that. It almost sounds like that's the sound of the Japanese plane going up. I think that's what it was that I liked right there. But then everything else is the same, from that point on. So I would say, click track and tempo and all that. If we can mess around from, let's say, 1 minute to 3 minutes, or 3:30, 1 to 3:30. That's our. Let's find a compromise area here. I'll tell you, I freaking love what I have, so you're gonna have to sell me on what you want to do. You know what I mean?
I think I have a better idea of what you. For instance, the opening, that's fine, because it's literally just me muting my first and second violins, and everything will still sound exactly like the first one, and then just the timing thing to move it on the camera tilt.
Yeah.
For that big opening crescendo, but then it's pretty much just a dogfight, and once again to kind of keep those moments, and then just adapt it with the kind of more dark, grimy type of feel that you want for it.
So from about 2:10 to 3:30, that everything else is, like I said, just take out some of the added stuff that you put in. I love this. This is great. Dun, dun. I just feel it makes me feel good. I get a warm fuzzy inside when I listen to it. But it just seemed like this was more percussive here. I'm a big string and percussion guy. I like adding in wind every now and then, to give a nice melody and whatnot, but I love heavy strings and percussion. So, like this.
Yeah, that's fun. I mean,
freaking
I can still
love
work
that, dude. Yeah, so, anyway,
and just bear in mind, what you've heard literally was not a mix.
Yes, correct.
It was literally just the creative part. All the elements are in.
Right.
But, yeah. And I've already worked another 2-3 days after we sent it to you. So a lot of your comments I've actually done already.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was the same way with the animation guys. I was like, I hesitate. It's like, I don't want to sound like I'm like crazy anal here. They probably already know this, but I need to say it anyway. You know what I mean? Just to make sure. But yeah, I kind of figured that. As far as music goes, I think we understand each other here, and everything else is the same, with the exception of that last piece being replaced by Scott Rockenfield, and I added the kick drum, that kick to the hard cut to black, right there. that's it on the music side.
The only other place, it's kind of nearing the end with a monster fight, or the fight with the giant. There's one spot a bit more to the front. Bit more.
From where they shoot over the airplane, where the camera is over the airplane, and you see the Japanese.
No, it's not that one. It's the second one. So it's as soon as after that piece, like when he's hiding behind the bushes and waiting for the monsters to come. So that's a place where we also kind of want to not bring in a pause, but kind of just have a hit, pull it back. So it's still a bit forward. It's where he's hiding behind the bushes and then he sees the monster and kind of reacts towards that. Is to kind of once again have like a punch and then pull it back and let it grow again. So that just creates a little bit more space for the sound design and the monster.
So I didn't change any of that. That's all the same.
No. I know. I'm saying.
Oh, you're saying that's what you're thinking about doing?
Yeah, because Mornay and I discussed it, and once again, the monster's growl that kind of gets a bit lost with the music being there the whole time.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
In that section, so I'll kind of have like a bang, pull it back, and then it grows and grows and grows and grows and grows up to the plane explodes.
Oh, on the plane explodes. Did you know what I was talking about, Mornay, when I mentioned the backdraft?
That's exactly what I would have done, but I literally haven't done everything.
Okay.
There's a lot of things. So that was my plan that I wanted to do there. So
cool.
I don't know the movie well. But,
this is I found the scene like literally 2 minutes before we went on this broadcast. So this is it.
Wow.
This is the guy walks up to the door, right here.
Okay.
Listen right here.
Okay.
It's that like an inward sucking,
Yes.
I could send this to you if you want.
Yes, please. So, I mean, a lot of the things that you've commented, I'll go through it now. In short, everything's there. It's just, say for instance, there's one sound that you're hearing. There's actually 12 sounds underneath each other.
Yeah, of course.
And the one that you like hear that you don't like might just be too loud or whatever.
Yeah.
I still have to level everything and mix it in and EQ and compress and all of that jazz. But also another thing that I wanted to mention is on the monster, all the monster parts, especially where there's an intimate moment of the monster, that's where we're going to not pull back the music, but like Edward just explained, we're just going to make a little bit more space because the monster's frequency spectrum is very low, and it gets lost when there's a lot of music going on. So we're just putting it out there, and you should stop listening to that part from today, that you don't get married to it.
You don't want me getting married to something else, huh? That's funny.
Get a divorce.
Well, I'm on my second marriage now, which worked out better than my first one. So in real life,
good news. Okay, cool.
So let me look
Do you
at
guys still have stuff to talk about the music?
No, I think that's about it.
I think we're good. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video presentation. If you did, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, and share it on your favorite social media sites. There's a lot more to come, so stay tuned and we'll see you back next time.